Ladies and gentlemen, a couple days ago, I think it was the day before yesterday, I made a post with this man, this comedian here, that the Constitutional Court avoid his bid to unseat the Prime Minister for his St. Andrew West Central seat, because there were lack of evidence that should give him the go-ahead to void the seat. In other words, the court could not see any form of irregularity during the voting process and all of those foolishness that he presented before them. They didn't agree with him on it. And ladies and gentlemen, I made a post about it. Now you have some PNP trolls who believe that they can gag the people, and that this is not a democratic country where freedom of speech is a part of our constitution. Have me up on their page saying that I should mind my business. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why Mr. Buchanan didn't mind his business when he ran against the Prime Minister and lost? Why didn't he concede defeat and mind his business, and so that the country can move on from the election? Why is it that we can't leave Mr. Buchanan alone? One, he is a public figure. He is somebody seeking to represent a group of people, a constituency consisting of thousands of people. His bid was to represent the people, and the people rejected him. They don't want him to represent them. And they chose Mr. Holness because of his track record, his very good track record in this constituency, because this is where I live. I live in the Prime Minister's constituency, and I can tell you that the Prime Minister is doing a very good job around this area. They have the audacity to be saying that I look like I'm hungry. Ladies and gentlemen, have I ever come on TikTok begging anybody anything? And let me ask you something. What have any of these guys, these trolls, know about me? Huh? I have never ever come here telling anybody that I'm hungry. And as a matter of fact, what do they know about me? They don't know me from anywhere. But they have the audacity to be saying that I should mind my own business. Why we can't mind our own business when we see people like him doing foolishness? Why we can't mind our business? Because he is a public figure, and what he did it in the public. He did it so that everybody can see. Now, if he didn't want everybody to see his nonsense, why did he come in the public with his nonsense? Once you do foolishness in the public, then the public have a right to criticize what you have done, either constructively or, voice their opinion about what you have said. And why we can't leave the Prime Minister alone? Because he is a leader of this country. He served us. So everything that he do affects us in one way or another. So we have to talk about it. Why persons can't leave us, the pastors, alone? It is because we are public figures. Our lives are written and read by men. Everything that we do, people take note of it. And whether we do good or bad, people take note of it. And whatever we do in the public can be used against us. This man made a fool of himself in public, and it is now being used against him. And the PNP trolls are on my case. As if I don't have any right to talk. As if I am not a Jamaican citizen. If I was an outsider, let's say I was an American citizen or one of the other small islands that have nothing at all to do with Jamaica, then they would have every right to tell me to mind my own business, because it didn't concern me. But this matter concerns all of us as Jamaican citizens. So I have every right about it. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't care which party you support. The reason why many of you are tribalistic supporters of political parties is because you are brainwashed in such a way that you can't even see when those who you support messed up. When they are doing good job, we talk about the good jobs that they have done. When they messed up and do foolishness, we talk about the foolishness. And if anybody don't like what I say about this comedian here, take it to the Lord in prayer. Because, ladies and gentlemen, he took his opinion. I don't know if he had the leader of the opposition backing him or any other PNP activist backing him, believing that he could win. So he went and he do foolishness, make a fool of himself. And I was talking about the foolishness that he has done. Now, you have some trolls as if they can gag me or as if they can beat me for what I said. I said what I said, and if you don't like what I said, take it to the Lord in prayer. This is a democratic country, and when persons are aspiring to lead us, if they are doing foolishness, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the foolishness that they have done or that they are doing. And if they are doing a very good job, we're gonna talk about the good job that they are doing, like when they were trying to tarnish the reputation of the Prime Minister. We talk about the good things that the Prime Minister have been doing during his tenure. And we weren't lying, ladies and gentlemen. We show evidence of his work that he has done. What have this man been doing more than making mischief? This man have been making mischief. Because when others run against the Prime Minister and lost, they concede. And they said, all right, we're going to try next time. During the next election, we're going to try again. His predecessor, Patrick Roberts, ran against the Prime Minister 5 times and lost. And he had never, ever seek to go to the Constitutional Court to void the Prime Minister's seat. Because this seat, ladies and gentlemen, it had always started out with the PNP leading by a big margin. Because what happened, the PNP constituencies, boxes, are always the first to count. And then you have the JLP stronghold boxes count after. And that's where the Prime Minister get the majority of his votes from the JLP stronghold in the constituency. That's where he gets the majority of his votes, because those constituencies have more people in them than the PNP constituencies. So you're going to find out that when it comes to those constituencies, the Prime Minister will pick up, and he will pick up by a massive lead. So when we are talking about the garbage that Mr. Buchanan is doing, we have every right to talk about it. And if this is a constituency that this man is seeking to represent, with that type of attitude, with that type of behavior that he is now displaying, we are very glad that he was not successful. We are very glad that he couldn't unseat the Prime Minister. We can tell about the work that the Prime Minister have done in this constituency. We can't tell what this man have done. What have this man done for this constituency? What have this man done for us here in this constituency? We can tell you what Mr. Holness has done. That's why he keep winning back his seat by a big margin. It's not because people are loyal to him, but because of how he developed the constituency. From he won the constituency, he developed this constituency. That's why he keep getting our support. So if you don't like what I am saying about Paul Buchanan, the comedian, take it to the Lord in prayer. And since you say that I am hungry for success. That's what I'm hungry for.